Okay, so we're playing Unstable. This game I wrote. It's science fantasy, fun, wacky, 1960s or so ish, like sci-fi, like Jetson, Flash Gordon. There's a bit of post-apocalypse. There's a bit of utopianism. All that shit. It's all in there, you know. Everything wacky and wild, and add in space magic. Call it a day. Um, so I think we should start with our characters, and if we want to go left to right, top to bottom, start Dan, Flute, and Axel. We can do a little character introduction, what your characters look like. Maybe you could give us your aptitudes that your characters have, which are they're basically the flavor of like their power when they have to roll a die. They use this. They create a sentence describing what they want to do, and you have to use the aptitude in that sentence, right?
The
So-
abilities.
Yeah. No, not the ability, aptitude.
Wait,
The
did
other
I
thing.
invert the abilities and the aptitudes?
Probably. Aptitude is the single
Maybe.
word. Ability is the is like a thing like rude. Remember, like you can interrupt the DM.
Are we? Okay, I might have fucked it up.
You're probably okay.
It's fine.
I'll go switch those two around.
Yeah. So let's start with our kind of reoccurring character.
Kind of.
Do you want me to introduce in character?
Sure. Why not?
All right. My name is Stingo. I'm a hulking individual with dark green skin, long flowing hair, and rippling muscles. I have the ability to swarm, where I split my body into 3 parts, each being different than the others. Alright, I'm going to use my swarm ability.
We're all just. This is us. We're all of us.
3 little goblins pop out, and are just kind of sticking around, hanging out.
We fight for goblin rights. Goblin rights everywhere.
And then I will shift reality back to how it was before. I also have the ability to shift things. You decide what that means.
Solid.
I love it. 10 out of 10.
Flute.
Oh god, I haven't thought of a voice for him yet.
I haven't either. I'm gonna go fuck it, we ball.
Fuck, it's not gonna be consistent.
Do your best.
If it changes, it
American
changes.
Fuck, he's not American though.
accent. British.
Okay.
Perfect. He's gonna sound like this. The name's Kalen Volkov. Big man, big bear.
Helen.
Kalen.
Halen. Okay.
With a E-N. At the end.
Yeah.
Kalen Volkov. He's a 6'8" big guy with sharp mind and even sharper abs. His his aptitudes, not abilities. He will be your shield. And also, he has rocket. Unstoppable force.
Rocket hammer.
Maybe.
You do with that what you want.
No, Flute. You do with that what you want.
Right?
It's not about size, it's about how you use it.
Guys, the Twitch.
It's
logo
not
is
about the
Twitch
size
logo.
of the rocket. It's the trajectory.
Exactly.
All right,
10 out
Axel.
of 10. My name is Dave. I have the ability to conjure and command whatever I wish. I can conjure up anything that you desire, if you are worthy of it. Don't let my tall, very defined body and no face and wings scare you. My name's Dave.
Yes,
There you go.
dementia.
And to be
Why are
clear
we
for the
all
audience,
hot?
Dave has no clothes on, just like a
No.
fucking like
It's a
you can
Ken,
see
it's a
buttocks.
Ken doll. It's like a Ken doll. So like it's completely genderless, completely like it, but just like very like there's no nipples, no not just like this all white creature with no face and wings.
Why are we all
And his
hot?
name is Dave.
Hell yeah! Do you guys watch White
I
Lotus?
don't know,
Mine-
it's all hot.
Mm-mm.
My thing came
Okay.
from a weird French like
No, we know.
dystopian movie.
Trust me, we know. Remember,
It
we went
sounds
on a
hot.
rant about this 2 weeks ago, where I just
Yeah,
I
it-
could not take my eyes away from it.
It sounds hot.
Yes, hot. I don't.
It's the
You're
vanilla
describing
version
hot
for
to me,
like
I don't know.
vanilla monster fuckers. It's vanilla palatable for monster fuckers. Anyway. I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
Okay, so in playing Unstable, we have the 3 phases of play, which are going to be the build up, which is a section where basically you get the job. We talk about what your pay is going to be. Also, you guys have the ability to buy build up scenes, which are basically they are a single word that at some point later on in the action, which is the section phase, if you like say like, oh, I think this thing would help me, you already have purchased this, like, however the theming is for the build up scene, right? So say you purchase one that is reinforcements. You can say, oh yeah, we already had reinforcements planned for this time, and you do a little flashback themed around reinforcements, and then from that point forward, like you've used up your build up scene, and it gives you some advantage in like the situation. Also at the same time, any side jobs that you guys want to do, which is an objective that you guys define for your characters, you would send it to me in a secret message. And then, at the end of the job, we'd read out those and whether you get rewards for them for actually doing them or not. But yeah, so that's where we're gonna start. But then next up after that is the action, which is the actual job itself, where you're gonna roll die, where you're going to solve problems with the strange, which is our kind of version of magic. It's somewhere between like the force and magic, that sort of like idea that it permeates everything and everyone, and you have learned how to manipulate that specific thing, which in this in this science fantasy setting, virtually everyone has access to this range, since the god of destruction has died and the god of creation is the only one who exists. Drop quiet. Yeah, quiet. And everyone has gained access to powers because everything builds up, right? Like scrap, new inventions, magic, that we call the strange. All of those sorts of things are all building up in the solar system. Oh. Why do you like it so much? Why do you bark so much? So we'll have our our little thing, which we'll detail, which is the action, and then after that is the cleanup, which is taking care of getting paid, taking care of like cleanup scenes, which are like individual things with like they're individual scenes with prompts, which you can clear doom or spend different like currencies that you picked up. Buddy. But yeah, so that's basically the game. If anybody is looking to pick up a game, you can pick it up in the itch.io page, is linked in chat currently. If you want to for free, it's completely in there for free. Like just enter 0. Just check it out.
And if the link is not
so-
there and you want to get it, you can follow the command prompt that is currently in the stream title, which is !unstable if you need to grab the link. There you go. You can also use it to follow along for the game.
Exactly. Yeah, you can download it and check out everything that we're talking about.
Also, I just found Flute's character, and it was from a 19-second clip from August 27th of 2021, in a clip that
Oh my god.
Miles and Beyond made when I was playing Rainbow Six Siege.
I made
What?
it.
Mm-hmm.
He's the shield.
Here,
That's-
I'm gonna.
Is it the one that you sent in chat?
Yeah.
Oh
gonna
my
show it on
god,
stream.
I remember this. I remember that.
I will be your shield.
Get him, Flute!
They're all.
4 years?
Oh my god.
How did you
Wow.
pull this out of your ass?
I
How
will
did you
be
pull
your
4 year ago
shield.
reference out of your ass?
My
I thought
man
there was.
made a.
It's a
shield
well.
reference.
Yeah, me and Dan have. We know the shield reference.
Oh yeah. No, I knew where it came from immediately.
Is the shield. But this time a little more Russian.
Mm-hmm. Less German, more Russian.
Less German.
I'm just also shocked at the fact that like I have been here and I've like made a clip from you for like it's been like 4 something years.
That's pretty wild.
It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Dan thought you were a bot.
It's so true.
I really
You
did.
did
Well,
think
because
I
it was
was a
just like it
bot.
was 3 people right in a row, and I'm like, ah, fuck.
But
You're
in
getting
like in
botted.
actuality, it was just 3 of us just on and just watching your stream. We're like, no, we like this guy. Let's all follow him.
And now here we are.
You all hit the
Force
follow button
in.
at once.
I think we actually did. Like
You guys
roughly
either
around
purposefully
the
did or
exact same time.
unintentionally did, but it was like
I
all
think it was
within
unintentional.
Like, yeah, it was all within like seconds, and
Hmm.
I was.
So you had every right to think it was a bot because that was really well timed.
Mm-hmm.
The dog situation has evolved.
Oh no.
I'll send a picture. Mackerel's head is now underneath the bed.
What?
They're fucking wild.
You have very silly puppies.
I have. Yeah, that's a word. Silly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why is it
I don't know.
crazy?
I'll give them Kongs in a little bit, and it'll stop them from making noise for 30 minutes. Hopefully, Haley will be home in like 50 minutes. She's at a conference for beer stuff.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I want to work.
Yeah.
I'm working like I'm getting mangoed, but it's fine. I'm working. I'm studying biochemistry and microbiology, and I kind of want to go work in a beer place.
I mean,
That is
you
so
could
real.
move to Ontario, and I could give you a cool school for brewmaster program.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Could also
I
try and
went
get
there for a
work over
semester.
there.
You could also adopt me, so I could legally immigrate to Canada.
You're right. That's yep.
God,
Trying to
that's the
work around-
dream right now.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's there'll be a ground invasion soon. You'll all be American.
right. How could I forget?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really glad to live where I live.
Okay, so
Mango.
our story opens
Sorry.
in a massive asteroid that has been sheared in half. Top half, don't know where it went, completely gone. But it's a perfectly flat plane, which is wonderful for landing ships on. How the 3 of you got here, I'm not sure if it was public transportation. But you were all given, the mercenary crew that you all are part of. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Are you going to be getting into with this the positive and negative?
Oh, positive and negative associations. Yeah, we got to do that as well. Which it would be, rank. We should do that as well. So I'll get to that. So, the 3 of you are sitting at a table in Flo's Diner. Flo's Diner is a classic, space rail car diner. It's been completely converted. Mackerel. Can you guys hear him? I have double voice cancellation.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we can. I think it's mostly when you speak that we hear him, which I feel like you're going to be doing some speaking.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Flo's Diner is this very classic, space rail car converted into a small diner, maybe like 25, 30 seats. It sits right outside of the space stop, which is, a solar system-wide chain of fuel stations for spaceships. They change out strange batteries, which is what all spaceships are powered by. But basically, you pull up and a crew changes out the battery for your spaceship, and you go on your merry way. But a lot of people stop. At Space Stop, they have all the things you want. Snacks. They have full meals. They have showers for rent. All those sorts of things. If you want gummy worms, they got gummy worms. If you need some personal hygiene products to reset up on your ship with, they got that. They also have accommodations for overnight. They're very helpful, and they're positioned around most like jump gates. So they're pretty convenient. Most everybody has been to a space stop within the last like month of their life. But the three of you sit at a table in Flo's Diner. Who's sitting? So this is a regular diner booth, right? So there's obviously space enough for like 4 people. You could really squeeze in 6, but comfortably 4. Who's sitting next to the other person, and who's sitting on the opposite side?
See, it would be funny if Dave was shoved into a corner against the window, and just like big wing just squished together.
I don't think 2 big guys. Are you? Wait, is it Stingo Prime right now?
Yeah.
So right now it's Stingo Prime. 2
big
big
guys.
guys next to
You can
each
just
other.
call me
That'd be a
Stingo,
little
though, because I
uncomfortable.
don't know that I'm Stingo Prime.
Right. All right. Will do.
Yeah, I mean we're pretty big beefy dudes, right?
Everybody is, I think.
Yeah, we're beefcakes.
I still
Okay,
just really
so-
like the idea of like Dave just in the corners, everything just kind of squished.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Dave is the one who's opposite of everybody.
I
Yeah.
think that makes sense
Yeah.
because of the wings.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense
True.
because of the wings.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're gonna do this the easy way then. Stingo, what is your positive association with Kaylin?
With that's Flute's character.
Yes.
So like the specifics on positive and negative associations.
What? So you pick a specific positive effect when you give potency to Kaylin. So the options are player receiving potency gains an additional die or die size. The player receiving potency can can ignore a harm to use a harmed ability or aptitude. The player receiving potency's next roll gains 1 die. The player receiving potencies solves 1 more contingency than their roll allows. Or the player receiving potency, it takes 2 less doom from their roll. Negative doom counts. Another brief thing. So potency is kind of like giving advantage to your fellow players, right? And the way positive and negative associations work is Stingo has a positive association with Caleb, right? And when giving a positive, like when you have a positive association, you give a benefit, like when you give potency to that person, you give a benefit to that person. So there's negative association as well, which Stingo is going to have with Dave, right? And the negative association, when Stingo gives potency to Dave, Stingo gets the benefit instead of how a positive association would work for the person receiving it. The negative association is the person giving the potency gives a benefit. So on the negative association, say if Stingo were to give Dave a potency, You could choose from a player offering potency does not accrue any doom. The player offering potency does not lose 1 die from their dice pool. The player offering potency's next roll gains 1 die. The player offering potency may place a bet for notoriety in the other player on the other player's roll, or the player offering potency can force the squad member they are offering potency to give them potency on their next roll. So, to go back to it, why does Stingo like Caleb?
Big beefy man.
Okay. Okay. And what is it about Dave that Stingo doesn't like?
No genitals. It just freaks me
Something
out.
weird about it.
Yeah. Like you fine. You be you. I'm not gonna judge anything. It just makes me uncomfortable.
Okay. So, Dan, you can go through associations on page 9. The second table, just choose one of each for each of those associations. And then, Caleb, why do you like Dave? What is it about Dave that you really like?
Don't know a lot about Dave. Can I get more information about Dave?
I mean, I would say you guys are in a mercenary crew, right? So
How tempered is Dave?
Pretty.
Like, is Dave a pretty thoughtful person? Does Dave use their brain a lot, or is Dave just a muscle head, muscle man?
Brain. I would definitely say a little bit more on the brain side. They're
All right, that's definitely
Is
something Dave would
Dave-
like. That Kalen would like.
is Dave kind of Dr. Manhattan-y?
If I knew that reference, I would give you a good
Or sorry,
answer.
wait, Watchman, blue guy,
Oh god.
not Dr. Manhattan.
That is Dr. Manhattan.
It is Dr. Okay, it is Dr. Manhattan.
I don't.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
Dr.
enough
Manhattan.
to know. I don't know enough to give you a good answer on that one.
He's an
Yes, I would
immoral
definitely-
being that has existed for forever and like has seen the passage of time and nothing bothers him, basically.
Technically,
Yeah,
he's not
I would
lived
definitely-
forever.
I
Not
would
pet.
definitely, describe them as just like at a core a straight line, if that makes any sense. Like they're very like level. They're not like they're like neutral level. They're pretty straightforward on like if you know what I mean by that.
So
Yeah.
he's Dr.
Say
Manhattan.
Dave's alignment is. Wait, can. How good is Dave? Or is Dave just evil?
I wouldn't say he's evil. No. I guess like the closest thing is like a true like it depends on the situation, but like true like just very neutral to everything. There's not really a lot of emotion that come across. He makes decisions just like based off of like how necessary something is. You know, like I guess say robot, but like I don't know, like am I making a really close connection to this character and I don't realize it?
For now, Dave will be. For now, it'll be a positive relationship because you look like you can, or not. You look like I would notice. You make decisions that have like some thought behind them. You
Okay,
don't just
and
go
what-
in. You kind of think about the stuff.
What is it about Stingo that you don't like?
I think.
Listen, I understand this, the guidelines. It's okay.
I think Stingo's a little. He's a little too simple-minded.
I thought you were just gonna say he's a little too Stingo.
Stingo, yeah. I mean that would mean exactly the same.
Fair. Hurtful. But
Okay.
fair.
So on your character sheet, just make sure you go in and for Dave, write choose one of the positive effects of positive association, and for Stingo, choose a negative effect for the negative association.
Will do.
And then Dave, Stingo, what is it about it you like him?
The genitals. Just.
He's got genital.
Stingo
God
is
damn.
Chaos. I do not have that.
Hello.
It is interesting.
Okay. And then
Likes
Kaylin,
the
what is it
single-minded,
you
the
don't like?
simple-minded one.
Yeah. What is about Kaylin that you don't like?
Again, I don't know much about Caleb, so I'm struggling on that one a little bit. No, I know. Needs to think before doing. Could cause problems.
Okay.
There we go. That's the best I can come up with.
Sounds good to me. So just choose one. So choose positive for Stingo and a negative for Kaylin. So the three of you sitting at the table. The three of you are sitting there, and you see the television in the corner is playing. It's a midday. It's like a midday like soap opera that is currently playing. You see, it's about some sort of like fiction, something about like the fall of time zones, something along those lines. Stingo recognizes this as something that he did as a part-time gig, acting in. But I don't know if that's a shared detail. Does Stingo share that?
What, that I was an actor?
You know, yeah, that Stingo was an actor for a little while. The show really didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't bring it up, especially since he had like a writing credit on it too.
Hmm.
Like he claims that it came to him in a dream, but like the budget that they had just like couldn't bring his like grand idea to fruition, so it just kind of like it's just kind of there, like it exists.
Yeah, it's one of those soap operas where you're like, oh yeah, you didn't have enough money to make this concept really happen, huh? Like,
yeah, and like
it
was mostly
it's weird and like, yeah, it's really hard to follow. There's like lots of inconsistencies in the lore, you know.
Yeah, and like it was mainly due to like budget cuts that it became inconsistent. And I was mostly like in goblin form the entire time, so like when I'm in normal form, no one recognizes me anyway. So I just kind of like, it's a thing that I did, and it's in the back of my mind always. And like the fact that it's on TV is making me slightly annoyed, but
yeah, I think So I think Dave can't see this, but Kaylin definitely could. It's just on a like TV in the corner.
love it.
Kaelin does not care. Kaelin does not care.
Kaylin doesn't watch TV.
The character
No
that
time
pops
for
up on the
television.
screen, and his name is Rohan.
Sorry, I was filling out the negative things.
Yeah. So the three of you have been told to meet your contact for this job here. And the all you know about this job is it's to retrieve a beloved pet that was kidnapped. Which isn't that odd, you know, like it happens from time to time. Especially like with rich people, pets are usually held for ransom, blah blah blah, and it's cheaper to pay for mercenaries to go kill everybody than to actually pay the ransom. You've definitely come across that job before. It's pretty routine. The other thing that you know is that it's on Arcus, which is the moon of Yuri, which is a big gas giant. And Arcus is a failed terraforming experiment that has these big, massive, dense jungles filled with these long, thorny vines that are virtually everywhere, covering everything. Like, have you ever seen kudzu before? Have you guys ever, like, are you familiar with kudzu? Like, in the real life. So kudzu is it's a root that is... So it's basically a root that has this big, massive, viney growth on the top of it, and it's an invasive species in the south. And it basically can take over and kill entire forests in like a crazy amount of time because it grows super fast. Like it's one of those things that like is a weirdly supernatural feeling in a world because kudzu is like it grows entirely fast and it leaves these like huge like swaths of area that are just kudzu.
Ooh, those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what those are.
Um,
I've gone past a few areas that are just completely covered in it up here.
yeah,
or
and
similar.
I'll see if I can.
I'm pulling up a picture.
Yeah, are you putting it on the like look at this Nature Conservancy article, like this picture of this guy standing here. I'll send it in the thing. I'll send it in the chat or I'll put it in general, I guess. Oops. The picture of this, like this guy standing in this field of just all these kudzu vines, and that's it. Like all the trees are covered, all the plants are covered. It's insane. That's what these black vines do. Like the same thing too. Like they're just covering everything on this planet. And the one thing about Arcus is it's a very locked down planet. There are very few places that are actually, you know, serviceable to land a ship on. One of which is the. Where is Rink?
There it
It
is.
would be
It's on the
under.
radius.
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
is
insane. It really
insane.
is like. So underneath the Gov section of the document, Arca's Finest, which I'll just read it out loud, is kind of the group that is in main control of Arcus. Is a paramilitary group that controls all safe, civilized zones on Arcus. They repel the beast and hostile wildlife on the moon. They are a hyper-militaristic organization and tightly control all access to designated safe areas. Originally a small PMC that found itself the defender of the spaceports on the moon. Their traits are privately controlled, militarized, and controlling. So you have to be able to like get clearance from them to land on the moon, just kind of in general. I guess I would ask, have any of you ever been to the moon before? It would probably be like under some specific thing, like you know, you have a specific job or whatever. Like most people, like there are very few people who live there.
I'm trying to
I
think of
wouldn't
what
say.
if
I wouldn't think
had-
so. How any activity from the Comstock around there? Probably not.
The Comstock,
that.
the Comstock's generally not there because it's like a privately controlled, like
Yeah.
all the spaceports are all privately controlled. So like
Yeah.
the remnants of the solar system wide police force probably don't need to go there at all, or aren't welcome.
Yeah,
You know?
typically the Comstock is kept underneath the bed.
At least for you.
No, I leave mine out in the open. If you find
Ah!
it, you came in my room.
Oh my god. I guess
did
I don't
DM
know
you
if
a
I
question.
would or not.
I would say probably not.
Okay.
For which one?
For who?
For the question that you sent me, Dan, probably
Ah.
not.
Cool.
I don't know if Dave would have, because
Yeah, I mean, it's really not traveled to very often at all. Like, so
Probably
it would
not
make sense if
then.
none of you have ever been there.
yeah.
Yes, and so I think there's maybe like your guys' table and one or two other tables. There's probably like somebody who's sitting at the counter, and otherwise, for the most part, it's a pretty empty diner. And you hear the little chime from the little buzzer as somebody walks into the diner, and you see they have a hood pulled up over, and they're kind of like all like crouched and kind of not crouched, but they're like all hunched up and kind of like actively, like conspicuously trying to hide their identity.
So, ignoring that guy, I want to talk to the waiter, and I want to.
Uh-huh.
I'm kidding.
He looks around. You see like a glimpse of a humanoid person, and looks around a little bit, and then locks eyes with probably Dave. Probably Dave is and like Dave doesn't have eyes, right? But like you just see like Dave just
Vague.
there's
outlines.
blank, blank staring. He's just staring directly into your blank face.
Accurate what Dave looks like.
Comes over and says, "Are you the Softway?"
I forgot that's what we went with.
This
I
is the name
turn-
of the private military group that you guys have chosen, or the mercenary group that you guys have chosen.
Mhm. I turn to him. Yes. Who's asking?
Well, I contacted you to have a job, so I hope you're ready to hear from me. Smedley.
Oh. Take a seat.
Smedley Zutler. And he holds out his hand.
Dave will like weirdly like
We don't.
Intercept
I
it.
wouldn't shake it.
hold his hand out, just like blankly looking at him, like offering to take it. Whether or not he does is up to him.
I like the concept of somebody being like, "Oh, let's shake hands," and like a second person is like, "Here's my hand."
He's a little weird.
Kaylin, you said you were gonna shake his hand.
Nah, I wouldn't shake it. Don't know the guy.
I will.
Okay. And then he finishes shaking hands with Stingo and shakes Dave's hand. He's, look, it is quiet and private here enough. There's this backwater place. Forgive me, I don't come to these sorts of places often. And he takes down his hood, and you see pale, like super pale complexion, like a very like thin, pointy nose with very high cheekbones. You see that like this person, like you see humanoids a lot who are mixed characteristics of like dwarf, elf, human, halfling, like really varied in height, in shape and build, and they're extremely varied. This person is like if somebody was like, here's a history book and here's what a picture of like an elf looks like, that's exactly what this person looks like. And I think it's some. I think like they sit down and one of you look out the window, and you see in the spaceport there is a very audacious ship of some kind, like long, slender, with all these like elegant details carved into the side of it. It looks like some sort of like maybe luxury spaceship that was forged maybe in the Crucible. Which is from the planet Terra, known like, which is a half a planet. The other half is blown into an asteroid field. But one of the asteroids is known as the Crucible, where they're known for forging like some of the finest ships in the solar system. But you see this this ship out there. It stands out from everything else. There's all of these like cargo ships, all the like some military vessels, like all sorts of different things, and there's one really audacious, like gleaming, perfectly polished ship. And he
What a
he,
ride.
I just roll my eyes.
yeah.
Maybe would have traveled here a little less conspicuously if I were you, for a backwater visit.
It matters not. I have plenty enough to protect myself and my master as well. I would not worry about it. I would worry more about the job that I'm about to offer you. Now,
Whatever.
Worrying.
Continue.
most recently, my my master has had something precious stolen from them. Their precious pediped, which the three of you instantly would know is like a Tamagotchi ass, like little. It's a complicated Tamagotchi, but it's a Tamagotchi, right? Like this little tiny, strange power device. You would all know that they're very popular, but like very sought after because they're just inefficient, right? And so you have to constantly change the strange battery. And is this
If Dave had eyebrows, his eyebrows would raise just like, it's that? You wouldn't say that, but if he had eyebrows, he would. They would be raised.
yeah. It,
Just the like where the muscle bone for that.
Yeah, the
Yes.
face just stretches.
yeah, the face stretches out.
The
Well,
face.
like not stretches, but like the muscles in the face, you can see them like.
I think there's actually a scene of Dr. Manhattan kind of like raising an eyebrow in Watchmen.
Yeah.
It seems like I gotta do some research later.
You should watch the movie. It's really good.
Watch the extended edition. Honestly, it makes it.
Yeah.
Got
worth
it.
But look, it was kidnapped along with lots of other things stolen from us on a ship. One of our staff ships that was transporting some goods. But we have all records that that ship has made it to Arcus. And so we're contracting you to head to Arcus and retrieve the ship, as well as we would like, more importantly, to retrieve the pediped. It is plated in precious metal. You won't miss it. It's got a security system on the ship. We know that it is still on the ship. So
So how did you guys get to lose this sheep?
well, it was stolen from us via armed robbery.
Do you know who did it?
Unfortunately, not. No, they were very good at disarming our security systems on the estate.
Hmm.
Which, like, likely you guys know that the estate is like probably a private asteroid. You know, like a
Well-
whole ass asteroid that is just owned by this one rich person.
Well, you see, we were quite Fuck, what's his fucking voice like?
It
Russian.
was kind of Russian.
He
Yeah,
was
Russian.
Yeah, fucking it's hard to do Russian accents.
Yeah.
See, we were currently occupied, but if you perhaps have some compensation for us, we could arrange something.
Is he
well-
half French?
It's space Russian.
He lived
It's fine.
half French.
It's space Russian.
Fair.
Just like how Colin, when we played Mothership, was space Australian.
You know what, friend? Today.
Yeah, of course, you'll all be extremely fairly compensated. It's we'll provide you with 5 Zed each, which is Zed in this world. Like Zed is used in the game as well, is used to denote like large numbers of currency. So it will be 5 worth is the pay for each of you, which is a very large amount of worth. But Zed is kind of like the kind of currency that still kind of exists because the government's in collapse, like the system-wide government is in collapse. But Zed is still kind of used, but it's more of like a barter economy at this point
Yeah.
because
It doesn't have a
you know.
value. It's kind of like it means
Yes,
a
yeah.
lot.
yes, yeah. But so 5 worth in games terms is going to be the pay for each of you. You'll each get 5 worth, which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
And he says, we also have arranged for transport of you. As you all, I'm sure know, the ports on Arcus are quite controlled and locked down. So we have arranged for a ship to bring you as well. You'll have to fly it, but it's already been pre-cleared. We took care of all that work for you. You don't have to worry about it. Pre-cleared for landing, and we can, by the time you make it, have all your names officially registered on the finest rosters, if you will, making your landing simple.
Quite a lot of effort for this. It must be a valuable carried item.
We would stop at nothing to make sure that our master is satiated.
Who is your master?
I'm not at liberty to say.
What affiliations
will
does your
know.
master have?
My master is power player for sure, but not anyone you'd recognize likely.
Dave, I do not believe fucking Russian is Russian. I do not believe this is very important for us.
I'd like to at least have something to go off of if I'm going to put my neck on the line.
Your neck on the line for money. That's what it's for.
It is standard for taking some.
Ellen will take the job. If
You're
they-
mercenaries, are you not?
Come on, relax here. We need to make a. We're bartering here.
I have one. Yes. I have one. Yes.
It is customary to have some kind of upfront payment for a job. This is
He looks at the three of you. He's still standing, by the way. Like he's still standing at the end of the table. Looks at the three of you.
like slowly scoot over and like kind of pull his wings in so he can also sit.
And like gently pat on the seat next to you.
Yes.
He, so, he kind of like looks at
blinking eyes stare at you.
yeah. He
What
looks at
eyes? He has
three of
none.
you. Yeah. He looks at the three of you and kind of like just ignores Dave. And look, I could perhaps, if you were to agree, we could arrange for 1 Zed each as an upfront payment and 4 Zed when the job is complete.
They
With
will,
a
like,
complete change of heart,
look
Kalen will go,
look
we'll
at
take 2Z, please.
It is about half.
Well, let me
That
ask
way
this.
we get something out of it.
Let me
How
ask this first.
how about this?
Before we continue,
Go ahead. Yes, yes.
what kind of ship are we going to be provided?
He points out over into the spaceport next to this super luxurious ship is a cargo hauler. This cargo hauler is branded with the Deep Space Haulers emblem on the side, which you guys would all know is a faction of, like, basically they're the truckers of the solar system, but they're also known as the smugglers of the solar system. They are both above and below board transporters of all goods that you can think of. They have like a reputation as like you don't fuck with the deep space haulers. Like they're one of the factions you don't fuck with. They're very powerful and have lots of connections everywhere. But besides that, it's a fairly unremarkable ship. Has like a large cargo hull. You see it does have some defense weapons for like a small ship-to-ship combat. Not anything too crazy. But other than that, it's fairly indescript. Large like cargo hull, like sticking off in the back with 2 large thrusters on either side.
I'm asking a lot from you here, Colin.
Yeah.
Would I have seen the model that this ship is? Like, would I have seen it before?
No. It is like an older style ship.
Is this the Razor Crest?
No.
Do you have like a
The-
reference image?
I do not. I know this.
True.
I personally know this ship really well, but no, I don't have a good reference image. Um, let me see. Like, think of like a shipping container with like two big thrusters on either side, and like think of the Razor Crest, but much more boxy, and less elegant looking, with a large like DSH or D yeah DSH written on the side, and a logo of like a Dalmatian with like a big thumbs up like right next to it, and that's like the logo of the Deep Space Haulers.
That's
Okay.
really silly. I like it.
I'm just gonna send you a bunch of Star Wars ships and see if any of them.
Let's
I will ask. How about this? We get one each to start. And, including our normal pay, we also get to keep the ship.
that's fine. It's garbage anyways.
This ship was not stolen, yes.
No, rightfully paid for.
Perfect. Last thing we'd want is haulers on our back.
Yeah. So take a look at the image that the link of a Blender render that I sent you guys. Something very similar to this.
Oh, it's fun. I like it.
Reminds me of the Starfield ship.
Yeah, it's very blocky, inelegant in its design.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take 2 seconds because I have to use the little boy's room. But I want you guys to look over in the unstable document. I want you to look over the build-up scenes and see if there's any in there that you would like to purchase. Which, remember, they add on to your Doom that you are starting the job with. So you will start the job with that much Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Which you guys can look over them if you want to discuss them, talk about which ones you guys might want to do, and then also think about any side jobs or any like. So basically, the mechanic of side jobs is you send me a thing that you think your character might want to do. It can be as small as like pick up a specific rock in one place and move it to another. It can be as much as get myself clearance to permanently be on Arca, like get myself a specific laser rifle or whatever. Any of those sort of things, if that's what you would like to do, just think about them and then send it to me in a direct message so it's secret from the other two players. Okay?
All right.
And I'll be right back.
Side job.
I gotta think about what a side job for Dave would look like.
Yeah. Are any of us like smart? So I have 2 body and 1 soul.
I have 2 body and 1
I have
smart.
2 mind. 2 mind, 1 soul.
So you're the smart.
So,
I'm
yes.
the only smart one.
what?
Well, not 2. Dave has 2 mind.
Sorry.
1 soul.
Yeah, 2 mind.
Yeah, Dave has 2 mind. I thought you said 2 soul, 1 mind.
No, 2 mind, 1 soul.
Yeah. I have no mind. There is
I
no
once
brain
played a
up here.
character that was called Dave.
We're thinking of a genderless,
Oh,
all-white angel thing with no
Yeah.
face.
Spaceman
Like,
Dave.
it was the tentacle thing, right?
Yeah, it was the one-shot space thing that we did.
Yeah.
It was Colin.
Never tell me
hosted
the
it.
odds.
Yeah, never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dave the Squid Guy.
Remember that. That's right. See, I'm picking the name Dave for this one was completely, like...
Well, his name wasn't Dave. To be fair, it was a bunch of squigglies, but
We need
It was translated to Dave.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why did the smart ones
What
always
would
look
we-
like Jesus?
I don't know. All the smart ones are
True.
biblically accurate.
Galen does look like Jesus.
Abs and all. You look like white Jesus.
So,
It's not white.
Fanon Jesus?
Galen's a bear.
Fanon
You're
Jesus.
a bear?
Galen's part bear.
So we've got one twink, two bears.
One bear. Two bears.
We did just come to the
You a bear?
consensus
Nah,
that
you're a
we are a
switch.
party
You're a
built up of
switch.
one twink and two bears.
You're a
Yeah.
switch. You're such a switch.
Isn't that how that goes?
At least it's not all himbos anymore.
Well,
Yeah, he went from oops all himbos to one twink and two bears.
3 bears, 1 cave.
That's definitely a very explicit video that I do not want to watch.
No,
I'm not gonna look it up.
That
while
would
I'm
get
on
you
stream,
banned.
But
that would get you banned. I love how that's what we discuss and not, literally anything else.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we'd want to get before we go about this?
are
Yeah,
any
is
of
there
you-
any build-up scenes that you guys would like to have?
Are any of you good at hacking? Would the smart ones
I'm
be
running-
good at hacking?
I'm trying to remember, because I'm running with one of Colin's, kind of original things. I'm like, oh god, I don't know their world all that well. Would he? Would they?
If you want to be
Kalen's
good at
been-
hacking.
Kalen's been Kalen worked as a strategist before. Sure, he's dabbled with lots of electronics and software. Hacking, maybe not.
Dave might have.
He might have some knowledge. Like
Dave could
some-
probably figure it out. Could probably sort it out. Probably figure out a way to make it work.
Why is that?
Uh,
Like not you, Dave. Why do we need? Why the hacking question?
Trying to figure out what I'm gonna try and get.
I mean, I have an idea for one thing. That with these things, is it more of just buying it? Can we use it at any point, or is it just like we get this and then we just immediately use it?
Mm,
Because I have an idea for one of them, if it can be a thing that we can end up using at a different point.
Mm.
Well, so with the build-up scenes, you purchase them and then ideally use them during the same action. Yeah, and so the other thing too is that the build-up scenes are also completely up to the interpretation of the player. So if you have some crazy way to use coordinate, then sick, I love it.
Oh, God. You give me too much creative freedom that I freak out and cannot think of things. This is just what's happening right now.
Pretty
I don't
awesome.
want to think that much. You got to think for me.
I know. Ugh.
What's going on, Ferb?
Because the thought was if I get one thing, I could just figure out how to use it at a later point. But oh come. I love unstable, but sometimes it is too big brain for my tiny brain to work with.
We have taken off the guardrails of D&D.
Yeah.
How do you expect us to use the build-up
I'm
thing we
autistic.
buy?
You can use it at any point in time.
How do you want it to be used? Is it something that's gonna help you do something, or is it
Buddy.
how
Give me 1
wacky
second,
can the
guys.
effect it
Just keep
have
going.
be? Yeah, no problem.
You can quite literally, if you're if you think of any way to use it at any point in time, like you think of any sort of advantage it's going to give you, like just bang, it's the flashback into whatever the theming of the build-up scene that you purchased, right? So
Alright.
like the whole idea is it being like is if you can come up with it's the same thing as like aptitudes, right? So if you are uh, uh, if you think of some way to use pep talk in like a weird way or whatever, like that doesn't have like the traditional meaning of pep talk, that'd be awesome, you know?
Alright.
Okay, I have 2 ideas. Okay. Oh god, which one? No, I'm panicking which one I use.
I mean, you
Probably
also
can.
don't have to buy any, right? If you don't want to buy any, you don't have
See,
to.
I want to test this. I didn't the last time. I want to. I want to. This is a lot of fuck it, we ball and see what happens. So
Yeah.
I don't want to play it safe. I don't like doing
I
that.
mean, there's also like think about it this way too. Any of them that are 5 doom or more, as soon as you do your first action, you're automatically doomed. But they are really powerful, right? So like
Yeah.
all of the different ones, like a preemptive strike, probably pretty fucking strong. You know, like you could just be like, oh yeah, well no, we already bombed this area. Like I set up, you know, like flashback to 20 hours ago when I set up with like the local guard to come through and bomb this area, you know?
Yeah. You know what? No. That gives me a good point. I'll get sabotage.
Sabotage, I love it. Okay.
I'll just see what happens.
Sabotage for Dave.
It's for
Dave
the
has
same
that
action,
down
right?
somewhere.
Yes, for the same action.
Cool. I won't buy anything. Oh god, there. Yeah.
I don't know. There's one called bureaucracy. I really like the one called bureaucracy.
Me too.
I paid this rich man to
So
Yeah,
it's
as long
something
as you-
I
as
can
long as
use
you beat it.
whenever.
yeah.
As long as
No,
it's
I
themed
think-
after bureaucracy, you know, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there a specific spot I can write this down, or is it just like notes?
Probably under notes. There should be a spot on the character sheet, and I will make that as a note for future versions of the character sheet.
Also, yeah. Inside Man could be cool for that one as well. But
I was torn between 2 other ones, which was Scout and Acquire, but I'm like, no, I feel like I could do something fun with Sabotage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push limits. I'm gonna see what happens. Yeah, it'll technically. What you said, 5 or more that instantly makes me doomed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 5 doomed, so I'd instantly be doomed. But I want to see what happens and see how well I can use it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what you come up with. Let's see under. I'm trying to make a note of the build-up scenes thing. That character sheet, difficult to make, I do have to say.
It looks cool
Yeah.
though.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Make a spot. Is Stingo buying any build-up scenes?
I DM'd you. Like you asked me to.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you know, I didn't necessarily mean for that, but the side job, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you DM me the side job. Are you buying any build-up scenes though?
I guess. Yes.
Great.
How would I do that?
so just so you know,
You tell me what you're buying, and I mark the doom.
just so you know, Dave bought a
I bought Sabotage because I
Okay.
have ideas for stuff.
Okay.
So we're gonna see what happens.
and Dylan decided to not buy anything.
I'm gonna power up.
Power up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go into like the
Power up.
corner of the room and just like you just You hear me in the bathroom, actually, of the diner.
Remember, this is a flashback for later.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna say that this happened. Like the flashback for later will be in the bathroom of the diner.
You're in a bathroom stall going.
No, it'll be funnier when we get to it.
I'm not sure if Discord even picked that up.
Nope.
It did not.
It didn't. Sick. I love it. Okay, so you're starting with Doom and Power Up.
I cannot think of a side job right now. That is really sad.
You can think about it, and you don't necessarily have to send it to me right now, but it can literally be as simple as like get yourself a thing. It could be as simple as make a new friend. It could be as complicated as topple the Empire.
How do you spell your character name, Flute?
Kaelen, Kaeelen.
Kaeeen.
There's an extra E in there.
Kaelen. Sorry if it lagged. Kaelen. K like K.
Yep, I gotcha.
I spelled it very wrong.
You are actually like super close to the spelling, or like to the. So the pronunciation is the same. The spelling is different of a character that was in my first D&D campaign that I ever ran.
Nice.
And we'll change
I'll have to think about the side job still.
Oh, thank you. It's in Comic Sans again. I love it.
Yeah, it's in Comic Sans with the it's green text with a red backdrop, and then ours is red text with a green back or green drop.
Yeah, that's
like
that's exactly it.
That's amazing.
what else would it be?
That's what it should be.
Yeah,
Naturally.
exactly. There's Dave.
David.
I made
So-
Dave so like, I guess quote unquote surface level that I don't know what a side job for him would be yet. I don't know what Dave is like yet. I'm just
Maybe
kind
Dave is really complicated. You just don't know.
he's actually
The
an
complications of
emo
simplicity.
rocker.
Yeah.
He's an emo
Look at-
rockstar.
Let's see. On page 65, look at the Architect's Disciples. I feel like that is right up Dave's alley.
Gotta get down there. I think I already decided that that was something I was going with.
Okay,
So,
so I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
As a mercenary
most-
group, what would our vibe be? Are we like Robin Hood-esque? Are we more pirate-esque? Are we do anything that pays? Or are we like mercenaries with morals?
Kalen's more of a mercenary with morals. He's had a pretty troublesome past, and he'd like to not fall back into that, but still, you know, he needs to pay his bills, so like he's gonna do anything for a bit of money. But maybe eventually there's like a certain moral limit he'll reach.
Okay. Colin, are there any universally hated factions?
universally hated factions. I mean, nobody likes the government.
I mean,
This is my
But the
world,
government
and the
has,
government sucks.
government has a bigger reach than just like a faction sometimes.
Well, yeah, I kind of equate them to be the same. Let's see. If we were to
So, like,
pick one,
Who would individuals
I mean, there's, like-
with morals be okay with stealing from?
most of the corporations, the governments also, all of the individual governments. In terms of like orgs, definitely the Empress's Remains, a fascist group that remains loyal to the alleged lineage of the Empress of the now Empire. Their members hide within the ranks of other military organizations and allegedly have many
Dude,
members in the
all you had
high-ranking
to say
places
is
in the ZSA.
I'm there. You said
Yeah.
fascist. I'm like, you know what? Fuck those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So, follow-up question. Would on the way to the planet that we're going to, the asteroid that we're going to, the moon. It's a moon, right?
Mm.
That's no moon. Star Wars.
It's on the moon.
It actually is a moon.
I'm pissing
No,
on
I
the
know, I was
moon.
just thinking of Star Wars.
No, it actually is a moon.
Okay. So would any of their ships be around where we're going?
The Empress's remains? Possibly. I mean, like I said, they're kind of like a secretive, faction. Think of like, think in the very, I think it's the first episode of The Mandalorian, where they like literally go and like the hidden stormtrooper outpost.
Oh yeah. So like,
Think of
they're
that
known,
as, like, the
it's known
Empress's
that they're
remains.
still around, but like they're kind of just on the
Yes.
down low. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
And then last question. This is all just for like setup stuff. Do
Mhm.
we have a ship other than the one that we're being given for the job?
That's a good question to you.
I mean, didn't he just say that we got here in our own various ways, whether they be public transport or something?
I mean, yeah, I just said that, but like whatever. If you guys want to have another ship, that's also fine.
Okay.
That ship just
Y'all
coincidentally
don't know how
isn't
Dave
clear
got here.
for landing on Arco.
Dave was here first, so you have no idea how he got there.
Okay. So then this is just like a for the build up. Is build like the thing that I DM'd you, would that
Yep.
require buying a build up?
Buying a build-up scene. I wouldn't say it requires something specifically. So remember to on your character sheet. Where did it go? Best way to do this is go here and here and here. On your character sheet, in the left side, underneath the boxes that are worth legacy, notoriety, and hot streak, there's things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things are something that gives you either one die size or one additional die on your roll. Which the first one is free, the second one costs 2 worth, and the third one costs 3 worth. Those are empty and blank until you decide what it is. So like the whole idea being like taking inspiration from Blades in the Dark, where it's like, oh, you just have this much load, and a flamethrower costs 3 loads, so you pull a flamethrower out of your backpack and you mark off your 3 load. Things are a simplification of that, in that it's blank until you tell me what it is, and once you tell me what it is, you write it on your character sheet until that thing is broken or disappears.
Okay. What? Just eating a popsicle.
The
Leave me alone.
popsicle stream, huh?
Doing that made me vastly uncomfortable, so I won't do that one again. I did just deep throat the popsicle. The entire thing.
So you could 100% like count your thing as doing like it's just being like I only have a thing, and here you go.
Okay. I'll DM you what I'm thinking. I'll let others take the spotlight now. Sorry.
I have been trying to figure out Dave. I don't know Dave. I'm trying to meet Dave.
Well, I think we should get back to the question of answering. Do you guys have another ship? Do you guys have
No,
another ship?
I'm not declaring a thing. That's what.
It doesn't
ship is.
necessarily. I'm not telling you have to declare a thing
Okay.
right now in terms of a ship.
What? For some reason, I want to say no.
Flavor wise, like, are you guys an up and coming mercenary group that like just like answers the bat call?
I think.
I do like that. I think that's funny.
Like Batman.
I
Year
think
One.
yeah. I think that's what Kalen was playing with. We really didn't have a job before this. The guy came up to us and we were like, sorry, we're really busy, but. And then,
Sorry, I'm scheduled at my job at Space McDonald's on Thursday, so I gotta be back by then.
Hear me out here. It's just like we're trying to come up with something, and we were just like given this job. They were like, oh, it's just like one of these like pet jobs, right? And we were just kind of like given this job because it
Mhm.
wasn't seen as like super crazy, but it was just like, okay, you guys are like new, you're young, you're annoying. Take this just odd job, get out of my hair.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So like I would say no for a ship because we're just trying to figure shit out, and we're just kind of given this backhanded job, trying to like, okay, go get out of here. I have other things. Go do this. Meet this contact. Whatever. I feel like that is fitting
Sounds good
for
then.
the soft way.
Yeah, and then like this, like the opportunity to have another, like to have a ship would be big for you guys probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I say that I came here on just a junker piece of shit?
Like the like Jack Sparrow riding into the harbor in the first movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it has
As
like
it
it has something
sinks
to
onto
dock.
the ground. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, has something to dock onto the side of another ship, but like
Mhm.
on its own. Like I definitely like, you know, like Back to the Future when Marty grabs the back of the pickup truck with
Mhm.
while he's on the skateboard. That's kind of what
Mhm.
Stingo does to other ships in his
Skitches
shitty
across the
junker.
galaxy.
Yeah, like I could like go like low atmosphere around a planet by myself, but like jumping, fuck no, not gonna happen, not on its own.
Y'all just don't know how Dave got here.
Sounds good.
Kalen
we know
kinda
how Kalen got here?
crash-landed. Yeah, Kalen kind of crash landed on the planet. He's he's been a little on the run.
Hmm.
I love it.
Okay, I love it. So I think we can cut the scene with Smedley, unless you guys have any specific questions for Smedley. You guys definitely get the vibe that it's like just go do your job. You know, that's kind of the vibe that you get from Smedley.
Yeah.
If we could keep the ship, Dave will accept the job.
Okay, everyone accepts the job.
Sure.
Yeah, I think like cinematically, like we see this scene being cut. You know, like basically, Dave says like, "Can we keep the ship as well?" And Smedley's like, "Yeah, it's fucking junk." And like the scene like cuts there, and we cut to a scene of you guys walking into this ship. The interior of the ship
fucking there.
is in disarray. Yeah. You see there is a like I think the door walking into the side of the ship, the cockpit is to your right, and the cargo bay is to your left. The cockpit is like very used and worn, like think of an old cracked and like poorly taken care of like leather chairs that are they're like a swivel chair. The ship controls in the Zwilling system are mostly all done via like a control orb. So you literally put your hands on like either side of this orb and spin it either way to
That
try and
sounds
like
familiar.
yeah. It's almost like you guys have played games in this
This
system
universe
before.
before.
Yeah.
Hmm. I love that character that I played for that. I love him. He's great.
It's almost like you guys contributed to the death of the the god of destruction.
Yay.
So, yeah. So this like large orb. You know, in a very long time, the controls of ships have not changed. So it has a large, like kind of like semi brightly glowing orb in front of these leather chairs, and other ones sitting at these kind of like stations on the outskirts of the cockpit. You know, maybe one for monitoring shields, one for monitoring the small weapons. There are 4 chairs in here total. There's also a distinctly fungal smell in here, which you all kind of would think of the hyphae, which is a faction of like a mycelial network that has spread out throughout the entire solar system. And you'd also be familiar with the hyphae fruiting bodies, which are these kind of independent from the mycelial network, but spawned from the mycelial network bipedal mushroom figures that are kind of like scouts for the hyphae.
Like in in D&D, if anyone.
Not Myconids. Nope.
Not similar.
No. Fuck them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. Damn.
Damn.
I was just
okay.
saying for like comparison.
Yeah, they totally are. They're very similar to the Myconids.
All right. Damn.
Aggressive.
But so, yeah, it has that like distinct like fungal smell in here. You don't see any signs of like any like mushroom growth or anything in here, but maybe it's just like the stink of like an old ship that's barely used. In the cargo area of the ship, what you see is a couch. One like older couch that looks like it has been torn apart by some dogs. Like one end of it like has the like arm of it is all ripped up. And otherwise it looks like there was a bunch of like furniture and other things set up in here. And when you're not the DM, Dan, you have too much time to send messages. Uh,
I'll just send that to the general chat in the natural Discord.
yeah.
Oh my god, Dan.
It's a picture of the casting couch.
Where very
it looked like
legitimate
it was
business
a-
transactions happen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course.
I think as I have a silly thing that I want to add. It's just like Dave will like look around and just be like, I see they spared no expense, and slowly looks to like whoever is the closest person who is ever like nearest to him, and be like, that is sarcasm. I'm not very good at that yet.
I kind of like look down and then look back up.
The one detail that does stick out to all of you, in the cockpit, near the control orb, is like down and to the right of it. You see like plugged into the side of it. There is a some sort of electronical device that has this large like bird and I shouldn't say large, like maybe it's about yay big, maybe like 6 inches
Softball size.
across. No, like 6 inches across and like 10 inches tall. It looks like a bird cage, this gilded bird cage with nothing inside of it, like hardwired into the side of this control orb.
Could
Quite
I
strange.
inspect that? That just seems out of place.
Yeah. You look at it. I don't think there would be any reason that you would understand what this is. It's definitely like hacked into the side of the pedestal that the control orb is on. I don't think you would have any reason as to be able to figure out what it would be.
Okay. Does this ship have a name?
Yes. The name of the ship is the Bad Decision 3.
Fuck yeah. Love that.
That would be it's engraved on the back of the ship as well as on the control orb pedestal.
Okay.
Nice.
I see they really have cut no expense. Do
Is
they
that
want
also-
us to get our things back? I feel as if they are not in our favor with choosing a ship with said name in said condition.
Have you ever done mercenary work before? Or is this your first outing?
I have done some.
If you ever take jobs from large clients, they don't typically care how you go about doing something, and they don't give a fuck about the expenses until it comes to paying out.
I've
However
noticed.
we get the job done is how we get the job done. This is typically, unfortunately, fairly standard. Speaking of shitty ships, I'm gonna go and get the one that I came here on and attach it to one of the airlocks. I have a plan for it.
So you
Continue.
disappear.
Whatever you have to do.
What does
To himself, Dave just says, I wonder what happened to the other two.
So
I hope that was a funny joke.
This ship kind of looks like. I'm gonna pull up a picture of it. Fuck, where is it? Here we go. It looks like the Phantom 1 from Star Wars Rebels without the guns, and definitely not as like nice looking. Definitely like more beat up. Definitely not great looking. This is like the base model Oldsmobile Alero of ships. Like it's
I see.
Oh my god.
It's in the equivalent of manual.
It's shitty as fuck.
The muffler's broken. The drive axle is fucked. It has no jump capabilities. Like this thing, it's fast because it's so light. There's literally no armor on it, and it just like one well-placed blast would just destroy this thing.
All right.
Well,
also
what does
wanted,
Kalen think of the ship?
Oh yeah, I want to hear this.
I mean, it's definitely not been taken care of. I think in his anger of it being junk, well, good junk, I don't know, he'll probably just start
it good
cleaning
junk?
shit. I think, like, you could see that people didn't take care of it, right? That's what you said, I believe?
Yeah.
I think Kalen would, like, get working on it. He'd be like, I want this to be fucking clean. His military background would be like, holy fuck, wait a minute, this is so annoying, like...
You clean out the, like, you start cleaning the ship. I think you find an extreme amount of white and black dog hair in like everything. It's all over the place. Everywhere there is there is built up, like dogs in the back seat of a car, they touch their nose against the glass. Like you see that in some places on like the windscreen. I think also you find basically you find the you find little bits of like mycelium that are like fully ingrained in the metal in this. Like it is like the mycelium has taken over part of the metal of the ship. And that's why it smells like that. Like it is one of those things where it's like this ain't ever coming out.
Yeah, I do not.
Yeah, it is part of it. And like you would also know that the hyphae basically takes over ships and like pilots ships without any like organic human, or not organic, but any any sentient beings on board the ship. It just like it itself pilots the ships and like flies them throughout the system. And they're kind of like a ghost ship kind of idea.
God.
Awful. I
wait
love
till
it.
wait till it has like a the word? Like a hive mind.
Yeah. I want Dave to just appear behind your character, just be like, is there any assistance I can provide you? Just looking down at you like, can I help?
Well, I believe this ship needs more cleaning, but mushroom too dense in the metal. We'll wait. For now, I believe we need to find pilot for ship. Do you pilot?
Does Stingo have piloting skills, or does Dave have piloting skills?
Do I need to make any kind of roll for them to see it directly as I try to dock?
No, there's no roll. There's no roll in.
Cool.
No roll.
I pretty nicely dock the made of plywood. So it's spelled MAID of plywood.
Oh my god.
No defense system on this ship, or like just shields?
It has small
Minor.
guns.
Yeah,
Small
minor
guns.
defenses.
So we're not. We're
they
taking
will
out like
have
other.
a
Are there
tiny
fighters? Are fighters a thing?
In this solar system, yes.
So like enough
but
to take
not-
out like other freighters and other fighters, but not like.
Yeah,
capital
yeah.
ships.
It's like if you were to get like fucking if you were to get attacked by like an actual big ship, the answer is get fucked. If you actually look if you look on page 49 of Unstable, it has the starship classes. So this starship would be a sloop class starship. You know, that's like the actual like sizes, right? So manned by a crew of 38, most common ship class, can be used for interplanetary travel. Most private vessels are this size. But there are much larger ships. There are also smaller ships than this one. But the like attack vessels, yeah, there are like smaller like cutter size or sloop size that are like designated like ships of war, you know. There are also like larger like destroyer class ships, as well as like other man of war size ships of other different factions and things that are much larger ships that are designated for battle, right? But you probably could hold your own against most like with this ship, you could probably hold your own against most non like offensive minded ships.
It's not a terrible start for us. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it's all in all not, it doesn't have bad bones.
the made of plywood is probably more a cutter.
Yeah, it definitely would be a cutter. Yeah.
Like can go in, like it's sealed so it can be in space, but
Not by much.
not
It's
used
duct
for
tape.
space travel.
Yeah, mostly used for near space transport. Like, yeah. Which near space is just a way to define like within planetary atmosphere or to the very edge of like planetary atmosphere. You know, like those planes that celebrities go on that they like do the zero gravity thing. Like that's the
Okay.
same sort of idea for like most cutters. There are other ones that do travel like from planet to planet, but for the most part they're all mostly used for planetary or near space travel.
Bet. Okay.
I just put two
Cool.
and two together on something, Colin.
Yeah.
I may have some piloting skills. I would not count on them, though.
Would you be
Alright.
able to fly in quickly and pick up floating debris and then fly out just as fast? Is that something you feel comfortable with?
Mayhaps.
If not, for one of my plans, if we are to enact it, that would be useful, as I could bring all three of me. Or I can leave one behind to pilot. That's actually a question for you, Colin. What's the range on my split still having consciousness?
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think there's a range on it? Do you think they get dumber and dumber as they get separated?
They just get more stupid.
They lose brain cells instead of 3 brain cells.
Bluetooth. It's like Bluetooth. Further away, just kind of like trickles in and out and like spazzes
Yeah.
out.
I would say that distance plus time.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
if I'm super far away, time is going to be shorter for them like getting worse.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that
But
a lot.
like,
Yeah.
if they're within proximity, you know, like as long as like the connection can still be felt. So like if they're like a system away, or not a system, but like a solar system, I guess, away.
Nobody travels outside of this solar system.
Okay, if it's a different moon away, then
Yeah.
like that's gonna cause issues. But like,
Mm.
if there's a ship buzzing around the outside of another ship that I'm in, and one of them's in it, I don't see it being like a big problem. But there would be a time limit on competency.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
At least it's not gonna be like, oh, you're 5 feet away, and all of a sudden it just turns into just, you know, it just gets really stupid. Like, oh, do breathe.
Yeah. I think that would be really funny too. Like yeah.
Cool. All
I
right.
like it.
Galen will
Yeah.
man the weapons and also the shields. Let me.
Galen, when you're cleaning, do you fuck with the little gilded cage at all?
Fuck with the
How
gilded
clean is it?
cage.
It's very clean. Like it is extremely clean. Everything else here is very dirty.
Fuck with it.
Do we have a way to contact our contact?
Yeah, he would have provided you with a secure channel. Kind of like Sending Stone-esque, like a messaging channel, basically.
I'm thinking we could ask.
Oh, we could.
Galen probably just like he's gonna say everything's dirty. He's gonna see the cage really clean. He's gonna like pass his finger on it, like just kind of like.
To double check the layer of dust.
So, when someone uses the Strange, there is like an immense like static electricity kind of feeling. You know, like you rub the shit out of your hair with a balloon and you feel like the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. Like that sort of feeling. I don't know if have you ever been near a power station before?
Yeah.
Not near enough.
Kind
no.
of.
Okay, so there's like when you end up near a power station, there is a specific feeling that just like feels like vibrating. Everything feels vibrating. You kind of get that feeling when you touch that cage. Like you immediately know, like this is a strange artifact and is like very powerful.
Have you ever
Like,
gotten
within
a balloon
the-
with static electricity and then like put it over your arm hair so you see them sticking up?
Mm-hmm.
Flute.
Yeah. I know that.
It's that.
So it would
that
feel
feeling,
like
but all
it would
very
feel
I'm
like a
getting the
static
feeling-
TV.
I think Galen will keep that for himself now. But is it something that's like? Is it high? It's like within the ship.
Isn't it
Is
like
it
a
like
it's
one
like
with
to
the
the
ship?
command?
It's like
Thing.
hardwired into the control orb.
Galen, keep that in mind. If ever, I feel like this would be like a. From Kalen's point of view, this is like a battery.
Yeah.
He feels like he can channel stuff through it, and it's gonna help the ship. So
As you like take your finger off from it, you think you hear like a little bit of laughter in the distance, but you just shake it off.
I was
Do we have a patches?
must be the mushroom.
Do we have a patches, Colin?
He's not saying no. He's not saying no.
He's not saying no, Chad.
Chad, he's not
Maybe.
saying no. Chad, he's not
Back in
saying
this
no.
building again. I'm back in the fucking building again.
I'm finally out, Martha. Martha, I'm
coming home.
sweetie. I'm going to be there.
I'm back in the fucking building again.
You never know.
So if it's near the control orb,
It's hardwired into it, so
yeah, who's piloting? Have we decided if it's going to be me or Dave?
I don't know if we have.
Do
You
we want
guys
to put
get
me
to
as
decide.
primary, you as secondary?
Sure, that'll work.
Okay.
Whatever works for y'all.
I am going to split into 3. 2 of them are going to be on the controls to steer and to pilot, and then the other one is going to take up the last, like the other slot. Because you said that there were 4 chairs, right?
Mm.
What were those? So it was navigation,
Navigation, guns, and shield.
guns and shield.
Navigations, weapons, shield, piloting.
Oh.
Okay.
A little shield.
Dave could probably take navigational.
Is
So
a
that means one of the little
navigation
stingies is going to be on weapons.
fine? Weapons.
I'll actually put 2 of
Caitlin
the
said-
stingos on weapons.
Said
Caitlin.
weapons, didn't you?
Like,
Caitlin
I
said
can do
right?
weapons, but I can also do shields. Like, it doesn't...
It would probably be
I
better
will
to
be
have,
your
like, a
shield.
little- Well, yeah. That's
Where
a
do you
good
prefer your stingo?
point. Probably shields.
Alright, perfect. Caleb will make this
I
work.
don't know if I would trust one of the sting guy with,
With a weapon.
weapons. I'd
Don't
barely
give
trust
him a
them with,
knife.
Like, do not.
I'm gonna
What do you
fucking
have there? A
carnage.
knife! No!
I got a knife. I'm gonna catch it.
It's not smart. Do not trust a stingo with a knife.
Mm-mm. Big stingo, fine. Little stingies, little sting guy.
Mm-mm, not so much. Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Tinglers.
Terrible idea.
Stinglers.
Stinklers.
Stinkers.
Stop. That's really good.
Or like stingler.
I like the stinglers.
Damn,
Stingo
you
and the
guys are really beating
stinglers.
each other up right now.
There's your band name. It's Stingo and the Stinglers.
Yeah, Stingo and the Stinglers. Oh, my dogs are fucking nuts, guys.
Yeah,
I see that.
they're fighting.
I like your dogs. Your dogs are cute.
I have now changed my my name in the Discord to Stingo / the Stinglers.
I was wondering why you moved. I was like, wait, your camera moved.
Oh,
Uh,
you moved.
Oh
Lol.
no, it moved. Oh man. All right.
Yeah,
Lol.
you moved.
Oh,
Oh, rip.
no.
You
Oh,
moved.
Put an exclamation
no.
mark first. Put an exclamation mark.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you're back. Everything is right in the world. So I'm guessing we know how to get to the moon that we
Yeah,
need
it's
to
moon.
get to.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy. We got the
Okay.
papers.
We
We
got
got everything.
we got all the stuff that we need.
That's sick.
Yippee.
Now they're
But
fighting under my
Everyone's
leg.
ready to go.
With
I'll
camera
be right back.
rumbling.
I'm gonna go get something to
Oh.
drink.
Dog.
I need caffeine currently, so I'll be back in a second.
Speaking of caffeine, this stream brought
Caffeination.
to you by Gamer Fuel.
You
Oh, wait.
wish.
Yeah, I do wish.
Yeah, you wish.
You wish. Maybe one day. One day we'll be able to get a Your Move Live
A natural.
like
Flavored.
themed gamer.
Your move live flavored.
Now, what would I
Gamer
taste
Fuel.
like?
It's mayonnaise. It's
Mm.
mayonnaise flavored.
No. Oh
think it's
god,
mayonnaise.
a mayonnaise flavored energy drink would be fucking horrible.
People would buy it. Isn't
Oh,
there?
you're
There's got to be a
right.
bathwater flavored one, right?
There is. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's like a couple of like anime themed like for VTubers and stuff that they like chose for it to
Yeah.
be like
Gamer substance
know.
bathwater. It has. all of
yeah,
it.
that one. Okay, we're
Your
back in a second.
Mayo Live. Ugh.
That's what you should change the name of the channel to.
Well, so I'm considering doing like a second channel on YouTube for like political stuff. So all my political stuff gets posted there, and I'm between 2 names. It was just going to be one name, and it was going to be Your Mom Live, but now Your Mayo Live just sounds really funny.
Better.
Fuck. I'm
Yeah.
at an impasse here, boys. I don't know what to do.
I don't know. Your Mayo Live is pretty good, and you have a history with it, so.
That is true, but Your Mom Live is what everyone thinks the name of the actual channel is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. But there is a Your Mom Live
Yeah.
out there in the wild.
I think I figured out who it is, by the way.
Yeah.
I think I narrowed it down.
Oh yeah.
I'm like 99.1% sure it's Spud. But I'm
Yeah,
99.
It probably is.
The other 0.9% is that
Is
it's one
X.
of his friends.
Oh. I would have went with X as the other option.
Nah.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was that started before I met X.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's one of Spud's friends.
Your Mayo Live, yeah. I think you should just capitalize on it and change the stream name to Your Mayo Live. Oh. All right. So, while we're waiting for Dave to return, what do you guys' activities look like mid jump? In this little interlude scene, what do you guys do?
I have a quick question, and I know I keep asking you questions. How many jumps does it take to get from point A to point B? Is it like multiple, or is it one straight jump?
It's like one straight jump. So in this willing system, everything is done based on dilation drives, which are altering time, like folding time in on itself for you to get from one place to the next.
Okay.
And so it basically like picture like a big like flat timeline, and you're here, and the place you want to get is here. It like literally folds time in to bring you there. Which like
Okay.
that time in between doesn't pass. It's just like an instant like whoosh. But that's how like the strange works in that like bringing you from one place to the next. But those are done through these big giant jump gates that like
Gotcha.
you ask the operator to send you to one place.
Similar to like Cowboy
And basically
Bebop.
you just like yes.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. What do you guys do? I imagine there's one Stingo piloting, but or Stingai piloting. Sorry. What else do you guys do in that meantime? Because you don't need to monitor the shields and navigation really when you're like in one direction, right? So.
Do we have any kind of like map of like our target area or anything like that? Do we have any kind of?
Well, you're going to that you are headed to Port Fuzzghoul, which is like one of the largest ports on Arca.
Can we have like a projector that shows the planet, like where we're going and like the region?
Yeah, I would say like the navigation terminal could probably suffice for that. I like holograms. Why not?
Yeah. Everybody does, right?
True.
Who doesn't like a hologram? Tupac. He's back.
True. Okay. I don't know.
Kalen's finding the nearest heavy barrel and just lifting it. Gotta get his daily sport in.
Yeah. Flipping tractor tires.
Yep.
There's like a big like chewed up rubber tire in the back of the ship.
No, the
thing active.
The Stinglers and Stingo himself are not very smart, but they try, right? So
yeah.
I'm going to be
crosswords.
Huh?
Crossword puzzles?
No, I'm going to be kind of like, do we have any like, or would I have any? So, okay, I guess this is technically doing like some background work.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that Stingo before this was like an anti-fascist freedom fighter.
Oh yeah.
So he would. This is going to be some conjecture on my part of him having diagrams of different Imperial ships like on like a little like a thumb drive or something like that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'd say sure. You know, whatever your character's history is, I love it. You know, if you want to be a freedom fighter in the past, that's great.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Do you have a specific faction in mind? There's
Not
some
really.
under orgs. There's the Workers Syndicate, an anarcho-syndicalist union that once represented the workers of the mining platform Cambium. Now
You
a
don't have to go any
nomadic
further.
organization that is primarily focused on fighting the influence of the Cambion Mining Company. There's also the Innocents, a cell of rebellious figures that attempted to mirror the actions of former Catalan group, namely taking out the Now Empire and also killing the God of Destruction.
I guess it would
They're
be
kind
one
of a freedom fighter-esque. They mainly focus their efforts on routing out and eliminating the Empress's remains.
That one.
Other than that, there's not necessarily like other freedom fighters. There is the Leviathan's Whispers, which I love. There's a lot of connotations to them. Fleet of pirates that were lost to time when Terra was destroyed. They disappeared into the anomaly and were missing for several centuries. They have recently reappeared. It is said they have control over time itself in minute ways. As well as there's also the Serpent's Grasp. Depends on your definition of freedom fighter. Worship the mutations they spread to make anyone more serpentine. They're definitely intertwined with the strange and hold a deep belief that out in the stars somewhere there is a great planet-devouring serpent that will one day devour the dwelling system.
Starfield.
I wrote that before Starfield.
Damn, the foresight.
Yeah.
I'd say the second one for sure. Probably like the more fanatical side of that.
Okay, yeah, the Innocents.
Like, are you familiar with like modern Star Wars?
Oh,
They're like
yeah.
just kind of iffy. So he would definitely be like more on the Saw Gerrera side of the Rebel Alliance, not really on like the like Mon Mothma side. Like not, he didn't attack the Death Star, but he was there to help get the plans, you know.
Hell yeah.
I just heard Moth, and I'm like, Mothman? No.
Mothma.
Wait.
We're talking Star Wars. So yeah, he would definitely have like the little flash drive with like diagrams of Imperial ships, and he would plug that into some kind of hologram projector, and he'd be like reviewing that.
I think you run into an issue. The place where the Gilded Cage is plugged into the like control orb is like where you normally would plug in that sort of thing.
So I'll go to touch the orb.
The control orb itself or the cage?
The cage, sorry.
You touch it, you feel that like static electricity feeling. You immediately know that it is like a strange artifact of some kind, some sort of very powerful strange artifact. Like it feels the equivalency of like touching a strange battery's exterior, which like the batteries on the ships are these massive banks of energy, and they like hold an extreme amount, be able to like travel in a starship for days, right? And so they hold a massive amount of strange energy. So the fact that this little tiny gilded cage has the same amount of like feeling to it is like, fuck, this thing is a pretty strong fucking artifact.
Yeah, I will touch that, like, and then, you know, because Kaylin didn't really talk about touching it and like the after effects of that, so I'll touch it and then I'll be like,
Cage, bring up pictures of post-Imperial brigs.
and then I just like touch it again and then channel some minute amounts of strange that I have latent into it.
What happens next is you on the display screen, so like in the middle of this control orb that like glows most of the time, there's also like a display screen on the inside, right? So like you can pass along information or whatever to the person who's piloting, so they don't have to take their eyes off from the windscreen. And basically in the center of it, you just see a nondescript like 5-fingered hand with the middle finger up.
Huh.
Did Dave see that? I assume Dave is like,
If Dave wants to, yeah, maybe if Dave sees it, sure.
Dave will just like look
Please?
over at the Stingo and just be like, "Did you do that on purpose?"
It
No.
disappears and it comes back again.
How about please show me pictures of.
You hear whispered in the ear, "Fuck you."
I mean, that's just aggressive.
You gonna come on my ship and ask me to do shit?
Well, I mean, we could work together.
I'm the one who asks people to do shit.
Okay, fair. Listen, we didn't put ourselves here on purpose. We're along for the ride.
I would say probably in your mind instantly, you would recognize that there's some sort of can be an artifact, a remnant on this ship. Given that it is in such disarray, maybe the remnant is damaged. It's very aggressive, obviously, and there's some sort of like I should start with explaining a remnant as well. Remnants are like what we would think of as like a ship AI of some kind, right? But almost all of them are ancient artifacts. They are all, on some sort of unknown origin. Usually, when left in disrepair, they deteriorate over time.
Okay.
But there's likely some sort of damage to this thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, listen. We're just kind of doing like a job here. And I know you're doing your
How'd you
job.
even get on my ship?
Well, okay, listen, it was
Huh?
so
Huh?
your ship must have been like kind of like bounced around a
Huh?
lot.
How loud
I'm
is he
like-
being?
Yeah,
This
like,
is only happening in Stingo's head right now.
So
you just
hear
is
Stingo
Stingo
talking
not
to
saying this
himself.
out loud? Is Stingo not saying this out loud?
No, I'm saying it out loud.
Stingo's
I'm
saying
replying
this out loud. Yeah.
Now listen, so we were given your ship because we didn't know by some guy like a rich fucker. We don't like him. He's
Oh,
being
can we kill him?
Huh?
Can we kill him?
Do we want him killed?
Can we?
I mean, not until we get.
I'll let this all happen if we can kill him. That's cool.
Can we get paid first?
What do you need money for?
Well, we can't live outside of the system until we dismantle the system, but we need to work within the system in order to dismantle it. You know what I mean?
You don't hear anything for a few moments. And then
In this ship
here,
AI have like a political
I-
crisis.
I am pure chaos. So I don't know what you want from me, but all I want to do is kill that guy. I don't know who it is. Kill him. Rich person. It's fine.
I mean, okay.
Dingo, are you
I like this guy,
okay
eat the
over
rich.
there? You seem to be talking to yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the AI.
The AI, is he giving
Intelligence?
is
Yeah,
is he
that-
giving you some trouble?
Not
The
trouble.
two of you, simultaneously, the two of you here, fuck off. I'm talking to him.
You better watch your
Oh.
language. I'll just unplug
I
you from the
see.
navigation control.
Give it a try, smartass.
Well, I wouldn't.
Ah.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
Chaos.
All
I
three of you now
see.
hear the voice at the same time.
Oh, listen. How do you feel about the Empire?
Bad. Fuck them.
Cool. So, I have a
Which
plan.
one? I've crumbled many.
I mean, all empires are bad, right? So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad we're on the same page. All right, so whatever this rich fucker is trying to do, whatever kind of job he wants.
All you gotta do is promise me you kill him. That's all
we
you gotta
will-
do.
Listen, we will not make a promise on that, but I will promise you that we are going to go possibly fuck up some Imperials. Alright? I just need you on board with that.
Okay. You know, I can go along with this for now, but I can't promise I won't change my mind.
Alright, let's go. So I have
Is
a thing-
this a Neopet he was talking about? Is this what you are?
I do not exactly trust.
Neopet.
I do believe
Neopet.
we will fuck
What are they?
something in your
What are
words.
the
Metapet.
better,
Is it pet pet or meta pet?
Peta.
Or peta pet?
P-E-T-A.
pet.
Is this what you are? Is you pet a pet?
I would not call this.
I'll call him
entity
whatever
that.
I want. He's damaged robot. Nothing can't fix.
Where is Kaylin currently standing?
He's just
Oh,
standing,
no.
I think, at the back-ish. No, not like all the way at the back of the ship. Wherever that tire was. Where's the tire?
Yeah, you're in the cargo hold. There's lots of space
Yeah,
in there,
cargo
right?
hold,
So
yeah.
like, yeah. Let's say you're like mid-flip, the ship just suddenly like lurches to the left a little bit, and you lose your balance and like whack into the wall next to you on the side.
They will
You
hear
do
it.
that,
We kinda,
pet
look over.
He did do that. Stop calling him that.
I
So
do
he's still-
believe
he's
this
got control of the ship now.
Well,
Okay, I see.
Well, what should
Yeah.
we call you?
is that not what these are? Is the controls of the ship?
Kind of. What should we call you?
Chaos.
Alright.
Plain and simple.
Alright. So, Chaos, I have this data disk. Can you read it? And then project one of the things that I have on it?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll put the data disk inside of the cage.
Mhm.
Like hoping that that's how it works.
It disappears.
It's like,
Oh.
I hope you wanted that back.
Well, can you find one of the files in that and project an Imperial brig?
In the center of the control orb, like yeah, an Imperial brig shows up.
Alright. Now we're getting somewhere.
And
Uh,
then Stingo will like pour over this for a while.
Yeah, I think we cut here in this scene.
Mhm.
And swap like to a scene of you guys landing on like we get like a very quick vignette of like Stingo communicating with the guardsmen of the Arca's finest. We see like a quick shot of that. We see a quick shot of you like coming through the atmosphere and landing on the landing in the port. And as soon as you like start to land, you okay, yeah. We see you landing and getting off from the ship and going through customs. You know, they like ask you what you're doing here. They ask you are you declaring anything, any of that sort of stuff. And as soon as we like pick back up with you guys, you're walking maybe through like a small market that is nearby the port.
At this point, I'm in normal Stingo form. It just makes it easier to go through customs.
Yeah.
I do have a new scar on my cheek though.
Oh.
Well, it's not a scar, but it's a cut.
Cut himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he talk to us about it? Did we see him cut himself?
Oh, you'll see it. Flashback. I'm alluding to a flashback.
Flashback stuff. Alright.
All right, Dave.
So we know why he has a cut.
Are those wings for
Yes.
show or are they practical?
I
as
can
well?
fly.
Colin, is this like a no-fly zone?
Yeah, over
it
the
a
port would be
no-fly
like a
zone?
no-fly zone. Yeah.
We could find a way for you to stealthily fly. Are there
I
any
think the
like
concept of no-fly zone just means no flying creatures. They shoot down all flying creatures, but spaceships totally fine.
Yeah, right? No fly zone.
are there any churches
There would probably be an outpost of the Architect's Disciples, the faction that Dave is affiliated with.
That
The
makes it so much easier.
Yeah, yeah. I would say there's probably an Architect's Disciples outpost.
Are there gargoyles on this outpost? They're high up.
I don't know. Their buildings are very plain, and like I would say they're definitely very plain without like lots of detail on the exterior. So I don't know that there'd be gargoyles.
What color?
Especially
Think about
because
Dave.
Plain looking.
What type of
So-
house would Dave live in?
I can't speak for Dave specifically. But like I said, their
Dave-
buildings are very plain, like squares. Like think of a lot of like
Slash
like
J,
fancy-
Dave lives in like a modern like architecturalist kind of house with concrete and shit.
yeah, like think of like modern
Brutalist,
like Utah, like Arizona, like rich people's houses there. They're very like square with like flat planes
Oh,
of
yeah.
glass, like lots of glass. Like think of that sort of architecture is very reminiscent of the Architect's Disciples architecture. Same with their like larger like temples. I would say they probably call them temples.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to find a way to do.
I see what the thought is that Dave is up as a fucking gargoyle on top of a church and is like watching everything.
Mhm.
That is so funny to me.
Because you do not have genitals, you will not stand out if you are naked.
Have I not been to your standards this whole time?
I'm just stating a fact. No one will ogle.
Fact taken. No one will ogle. I have noticed that people do not like to look at me. I believe that is normally an insult.
What are we trying to do? Can't we just go kill those guys that stole the sheep?
Do we know who caused the...
We don't know who caused it, but it's no problem. We'll just murder.
Would it not be wiser to find out the true perpetrators before just causing reckless harm?
What were we paid to do?
If we kill everyone, how can we get information as to where the
It's in the
cargo
ship.
is? Do we know where this ship is?
I believe so.
You were given a locator to the ship, which you know that
Okay.
is outside of Port Fuzzghoul in like a very densely densely forested area.
Okay.
Like I said, like the kudzu like vines cover like almost everything outside of the designated safe zones on this planet. The other thing that you guys would know for sure is archons, which are the kind of fucked up insect-like creatures that are kind of the native beings of this moon. They are basically there were things that lived on this moon before, but were all they were all basically like altered by the terraforming, and there's rumored to be that there is like a queen of the archons, right? So some sort of like massive, yeah.
Archon D's nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm setting up the whole time. This has no lore significance. It's just Archon these nuts.
Do they live in the
That would
forest?
be something one of you would do. So also, it's technically not a no-fly zone because there are insect people beings that could fly. Therefore,
Are they sentient?
checkmate.
Define sentient.
Can they act normal, like humanoid creatures like us?
They're kind of hive mind-esque. Think of as we would think of like ants, but
Kill on sight type
a
of
bit
thing,
more
or like
hungry for meat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kill on sight.
Yeah.
Threat equal kill, I would assume.
Yeah, they're definitely a kill on sight. Like, think of the Terminids from Helldivers. that sort of like idea, right? Like these
They live in the forest, I assume.
yeah, they do live in the jungles and in the caves, latticing under the jungles. Yeah.
So I think that will be not be easy, but it is feasible.
I'm sure there's a way we can go about this.
Did we pass customs? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are
yeah,
in the
you guys
little
are fully
market
in,
path
yeah.
customs.
We're
like in.
transport.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do here, because you guys already, if Caden would like to change his mind on like possibly buying a build-up scene, you totally can. If not, you don't have to. But I think we'll cut it here with all the like preparation in mind, because we don't want to focus on all of that, right? So I think we've set the planet a bit, we've set the everything, and at this point, I think what we're going to do is cut it here for the week. And next week we will pick up with the action starting, with you guys entering into the forest.
Not next week.
Or not next week,
Yep.
the week after. Yeah, we're on
Yeah.
an every other week basis right now.
I'm sorry my birthday happens to land on
No,
March
it's okay.
26th
It's
of
okay.
Wednesday.
It's not okay, actually. Don't.
Yeah,
I
actually
know,
change your
I know.
birthday.
Don't give him an.
I know.
Yeah, just be born later. You know,
Yeah,
not that hard.
Go change your fucking.
Just never
got a
be
happy
like
birthday
never
in
have your birthday
chat.
on a Wednesday. Oh my god, thank you.
Just
Thanks for
unborn yourself. Wait, no, that's can't say that.
Thank yous. I'm gonna be
Don't fly.
22.
All right,
Don't
we
fly.
already did the get banned from Twitch speedrun, or sorry, not Twitch,
TikTok. The get
TikTok
banned from
speedrun.
TikTok speedrun.
Yeah.
Please don't get me
I
banned
think-
from Twitch too.
Yeah,
No.
I can't remember what I even said. What was it? It was something, I don't know.
We
I'm
were
sure I said like we should say like I think I said something along the lines of unionize or something like that, and they banned.
China didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about landlords.
Oh yeah, that's
Was
right.
that what got it?
And
Is
I
that
said
what did it?
landlords shouldn't exist.
Yep, landlords are
Oh my
leeches and
God.
shouldn't exist.
Get a real job.
Yep.
Don't boo them. They're right.
Yep. But then I got banned on TikTok. It took an hour.
Yeah.
I had an hour-long live stream on TikTok and got immediately banned after 1 hour.
That is so weird.
Sorry.
That's my speed.
Sorry,
run,
Dan.
man. I mean, no, it's fine. I do think it was because we were playing the finals and I said, "Oh man, he killed me," or "Oh, I got the kill," or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was-
probably
yeah, it had
was.
to do
to be
something
honest
with
with you.
their
It could have been the landlord thing though, because it was flagged for hate speech, which is like fucking wild.
You can't give a hate speech against landlords. It's okay.
Yeah, though everybody hates landlords.
Yeah.
Except landlords, which like themselves, which that's just it's normal to like yourself. And...
Is
You'd
it? 'Cause
think.
I fucking hate myself.
Yeah, you think
Well,
that's
that's
normal.
why you seek help. That's why this stream is sponsored by BetterHelp.
No, it's not. BetterHelp sucks.
Hey, any form of psychiatry that helps.
If it
doesn't
is
suck.
your jumping on point, sure, but it should not be your end all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Seek BetterHelp if BetterHelp's not good.
Don't put exclamation point
Seek-
BetterHelp in chat.
Seek
That's not a real
BetterHelp,
thing.
then BetterHelp.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
with that, I'm just gonna do like a hard sign off here. Don't forget to follow if you haven't followed already. We are live every Wednesday. We're gonna be live next week for sure, doing something, just not this. So come on by for that. We're gonna be doing something, having fun, doing whatever. Maybe just gaming. And then tomorrow,
Gaming.
Colin and I, we're gonna be back with Split Fiction.
Yeah,
How has
I
that
fucking
been,
love
by
that
the
game,
way?
man. It's really
So-
good.
It looks really fun.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It looks really
Yeah.
fun.
Use code MAYO for 15% off your first month.
I'm sure if you enter anything in the BetterHelp fucking subscription box, it would give you any amount off. Because think of how many people subscribe or like are sponsored by that
Affiliated.
shit.
Just
Yeah.
make sure that you take honey off of your browsers
Yeah.
before you do any of that. So,
Yeah.
yep. But with that, yeah. So Split Fiction, phenomenal. We've been loving it so far.
Yep.
Um,
Yep, and then we'll be gaming next week, and then we'll be picking this up the week after, and then the week after that we're off, and then the week after that we're back on stable finishing it up, right?
I think so.
That's what I think.
I have the schedule posted.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and then we
are-
start, rolling for campaign 3.
Yeah, we're probably going to be working on that like throughout April.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we need to get moving on that. So
Yes.
I need to get you guys.
I need more info on that class.
You do. I need to finish it. I keep forgetting. Bad DM.
You can just anything that Dan hasn't finished, just make it up.
Yep.
Risky Standard Pod, thank you for the follow. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Hope to catch you next time. We will be live, like I said, tomorrow. We're gonna be live next Wednesday doing some gaming. I'm gonna be live a little bit more next week as well. So come check out what we do. But with that being
Dan's
said,
really
I
cool.
appreciate you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for being here. Till I see you next, hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe. And wherever you're on the world, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and goodbye.
Bye.
There's
No,
the ending screen.
Uh,